before Katrina, we had a hotel that was 30 years old, in relatively good condition, but we were in position at that particular time to renovate or give it a second life cycle. After Katrina, we are redeveloping and repositioning the hotel into a different business model to be able to be self-contained, to have sustainability from a business standpoint moving forward, to support the economic development in this quadrant of the city, which includes over $3 billion of investments. But more importantly, to be the quintessential hotel in New Orleans as far as conferences are concerned, one, and a gem of the South, second.
How does it feel to be able to come back after Katrina?
Oh, I think it's a wonderful feeling. It's almost symbolic. You know, 5 years ago, almost to the date, the building was the face of Katrina, or the symbol of the catastrophe of New Orleans and Katrina.
I watched that building be ripped apart by the winds. I was in the Superdome for 5 days, and as Hurricane Katrina hit on that Monday morning, I watched the Hyatt just completely get destroyed by those hurricane winds before my very eyes, and I couldn't believe it. And I thought then that it may not ever survive. Just like the Superdome, I thought the same thing about it, that it may not be salvageable. But within weeks we were back and starting to work on the repair, and I'm just so happy that the Hyatt is going to be restored and brought back to life. I think it's going to be fabulous for our end of Poydras Street.
Now we are a phoenix rising from the ashes 5 years later. So it's definitely a good feeling, and it's probably more personal to me because, you know, I was here and I was in the building before, and now to be able to see it through all the way until fall of 2011 when we have our grand opening. We are deeply rooted in the city. Hyatt has been a great corporate citizen for the city over the past 35 years, and our rebirth is indicative or reflective of a stronger New Orleans.
And what's the hotel going to be like after the renovations are finished?
Well, it's going to be unbelievable. We're doing a lot of significant things, and I want to emphasize that this is not a renovation. This is a repositioning and a redevelopment. We could have put the hotel back together as it was for $65 million. We are now going to spend $275 million on repositioning the hotel. We're going to reverse the entrance. We're going to still have approximately 1,200 rooms. We're going to double the meeting space from 100,000 square feet to 200,000 square feet. We're going to have unbelievable food and beverage comprehensive package to include a 24-hour convenience store, a nationally recognized coffee company or store, a 350-seat restaurant, a 210-seat restaurant and bar, a 70-seat lounge, and another feature will be a freestanding restaurant with a celebrity chef. Above and beyond that, we have several other special features that we call differentiators that are going to separate us from the competitive set. We now have twice as much meeting space as any hotel in New Orleans, which is, again, a differentiator. But more importantly, we have a brand new product that is going to be contemporary, residential-style guest rooms, and plus much, much more.
Got to be excited about today.
I'm very excited. We've been under construction for 6 weeks now. This is the official ritual of a groundbreaking ceremony, and this is just the beginning of what we know will be a culmination of a fantastic project come fall of 2011.
Really happy. It's a wonderful event for the city. You know, the Hyatt has been one of our premier properties. It's been out of business for a couple of years, and we're going to open it up today. We're going to kind of be ready to go when the Super Bowl comes. It's a great opportunity for the city of New Orleans to create a bunch of jobs, just really long awaited, and we're happy that it's finally here.
This is the final piece of the puzzle after the last 5 years, and to have a product of this quality and of this luxury coming back into this downtown area near the Superdome and right adjacent to where the new medical complex is coming, but especially, Jerry, for this facility to have the kind of meeting space it has, it opens up corporate possibilities here in the city that we haven't had, and to say we're excited is an understatement.
Unbelievable. I think the architecture is spectacular, but for us, it's particularly helpful to have the Hyatt back. You know, the Superdome and the Hyatt have been partners for so long. We've missed having them here for the last 5 years, so it's going to mean a lot to our complex. There's a lot of compatibility there. They are the anchor headquarters hotel for this sports district. Our staffs work closely together. And I think it really represents something very symbolic too. It's the last vestige of Hurricane Katrina, an iconic building that's been here over 30 years that has lied dormant for a long time. So to reactivate it on this end of Poydras Street is just fabulous.
Phenomenal, because it's the biggest symbol of resurgency yet. This was ground zero, and I was here. And Michael Smith was one of our heroes with our first responders. And today, he's back as general manager, leading the resurgency of the most symbolic piece we could bring to the nation to say, this says it all. Not only because it was ground zero in the worst tragedy in the United States, but also because it still has Michael Smith, and also because it's part of the trio, the famous trio of the Benson Tower and, of course, the Superdome. What better threesome to lead this city into our 300th anniversary and say, Katrina, oil spills, they can't touch us.
There's no question that this hotel took the worst hit of any major property in downtown New Orleans other than the Superdome. No other hotel was affected as badly as this. But to see it come back is gratifying, finally, after, years of trying. It's a major anchor for this part of the CBD. It will complement what's happening at the Louisiana Superdome, their expansion with the new plans for New Orleans Center, now the Championship Hall, and it'll complement the Benson Tower project as well.
It's a very, very exciting development to see the Hyatt come together. And what's particularly important is the effect on employment which this can bring. As the construction work unfolds, approximately 60% of those hired will be locals doing the construction. And it's the Hyatt plan that when the hotel is up and functioning in its entirety, that approximately 90% of locals will be hired at the hotel, which is exactly what occurred prior to Katrina. So it's a great plus for employment for the city, and it's a great tribute to the city to have this development come back into full in commerce.
New Orleans tourism, its convention and meeting business, and its capacity is not only back, but is actually better than at any point that it's ever been. And this year, New Orleans is the third fastest growing tourism market out of the top 30 in the United States. And this is another reason why the future looks extremely bright.
Today, it's really a story of resurrection. This building coming out of the ground, it's just a great opportunity. We're really happy about it.